Bertie Armstrong, yet again some quota cuts facing Scottish fishermen. What's your reaction?
Well, we knew these were coming. They were in the first proposals, and some of them have been mitigated to a certain extent. But we have got cuts in the east coast and the west coast for our prawns, for langoustine, a very important stock for us. We have got cuts in the west coast for whiting. We have got cuts for monkfish, although some of those have been mitigated to a certain extent.
What will be the impact of these cuts? How will they be felt back in Scotland?
Well, every year where we have these sequential cuts, it just makes life slightly more difficult, a little less flexible, a little less to catch, a little less raw material for your business. So that in itself is a bit unhelpful, particularly in the backdrop of nicely recovering stocks. So someday we'll get jam tomorrow.
There are a few stocks where an increase has been put forward. How welcome is that for your fishermen?
Well, it's the exact reverse of what I've just said. Yes, any increases are very much welcome. There's an increase in Meagrum, that's good. There's an increase in hake, although it's not a major money spinner for Scotland. Of course, any increases are welcome. And although it's only half a December council, with some of the major stocks in the North Sea jointly managed with Norway, not yet decided and won't be until the new year, these have been discussed here for a negotiating mandate, and we're very much hoping that, for instance, cod in the North Sea will not get a 9% reduction. We are hoping for a modest increase, and there's a perfect scientific case that will not damage the stock, that it would allow that to happen. So some of the stuff yet to come, we hope, will be better news.
You came here wanting to see off a cut in the number of days that your fishermen can go out to sea. It looks like you've achieved that. Is that maybe the biggest win for you out here this time?
Yes, that was the headline priority. We came here having said to the ministers, you cannot come back with an effort cut, with days at sea cut, because it won't be good for the stock, and it certainly won't do any good to the industry. And that has been achieved. So the headline priority has been met.
Just a last word about discards, because that's been something the general public have also been very concerned about. How achievable do you think is a discards ban, and in what direction do these latest cuts and these latest figures take us?
Yeah, well, every cut makes a discard ban more difficult. The discard ban is set in the legislation, and it's a political aspiration in the new CFP. But of course, there are no plans yet to actually achieve that. One thing that has been achieved at these talks is a facilitation for trials to help move towards a discard ban, which won't happen immediately. It's sequential, but it is a comprehensive difficulty to try and close the gap between the political aspiration, to which we all sign up, of reducing discards, and the actual plans that will put that in place without wrecking the place. So we have some considerable work to do just now, and every time there's a cut in the stock, it makes that, particularly in mixed fisheries, makes the discard ban that bit more difficult to put in place.